all of the faceless. Right. We need to Caravan.
Yes? You are my brother's heir in truth.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Merkel should have left him in the wall, and you would have died under a pile of rock, like the accident of fate that you've always been. You are as stubborn, as deluded, as blind as my brother ever was, and I will end your crusade here, as I should have ended his.
Seriously? You have no chance in KO. I don't. Could have used his soul, but I don't think so. I suppose it was sort of cute. He's going to just come up to me and just handle things on his own. I have no idea what he was thinking. Okay, suppress. According to the Codex of the Doomed, your soul was interred in this section of the wall.
This place. I remember it. It is where you encountered that black-hearted ranger from your past adventures.
Your soul is in that wall, where the Founder once was. Where I once was, before Akachi freed us.
Kalen the Dove, leader of the Second Crusade, and formerly one of my Doom Guides, returned. You are not welcome here, and your grandfather cannot intervene to save you a second time. Your presence is a reminder that I should not have been merciful.
Has anything you have done in your reign been merciful, my lord? I think that is the question you should ask.
Pride is not a shield from me, Kalen. Do not test my will in this. And you, Spirit Eater, you have brought strife to my gates, ignored every warning, allied yourself to a cause whose consequences were plain before your eyes. Do you understand what you risk? Bring down the wall, and mortals will see that they cannot be held to account for their faith. On that day, mortals will put faith aside, and the gods will bring vengeance upon them all.
I don't agree. I don't agree to that, because the wall isn't just. It's not just nothingness. It's an incredibly torturous way. It's a way to torture them instead of rewarding them. I mean, I can understand the absence of reward, but that does not mean you have to go out of your way to make their afterlife a shitty thing. I mean, what the fuck are they gonna do? I mean, most of the people are probably not going to be even aware that this place even exists. Some kind of academics might know, but I doubt it's common knowledge everywhere. It's not like a farmer in the ass end of nowhere is gonna have any knowledge of this, or this is gonna make some kind of difference to his faith. Yeah, that's just rubbish. I don't accept your argument. There are better ways to hold mortals to account.
That is my belief as well.
No, Spirit Eater. The words you speak were mine once when I first rose to godhood. I granted mercy to false and faithless alike.
No one asked you to grant fucking mercy. You just didn't have to go out of your way to make them their lives shit.
And men began to drift from the gods. I saw for myself the error of judging souls with the eyes of a mortal, and learned to judge them with the eyes of a god. As the heir of Akachi, you had the chance to set things right, to show the planes that some justice, however cruel it may seem, is necessary to prevent the greater evil.
You call it justice. I call it cowardice. You are afraid to challenge the cruelty of the world.
Call it what you will. No god may challenge the judgments of the dead, and your curse is no different. No, Spirit Eater. Tearing your soul from the wall will not be enough. Myrkul's cruelties are not so easily undone. Akachi's hunger was born of loss, the loss of memory, soul, and self. He can only be freed from his hunger if he remembers who and what he is.
Speak plainly. How can that be done?
Take back what is yours from the wall, and then return to Akachi what is his. All that you need, you have already found in dreams.
The fragments of the mask are the fragments of Akachi himself.
Akachi's essence was scattered, not destroyed. If he had been utterly lost, nothing would remain to hunger. Myrkul was so enamored of his own cruelty that he couldn't see its flaws. Free your soul, bring the fragments together, and Akachi's hunger will end.
Yeah, this is an important choice. If I just understand, will you let me pass? Or I will tear every soul from this world, Kalimdor, not just my own. I think I can, but I still think it might be important to try to save.
No, you will not. I allowed you to come this far because your curse was unfairly earned, but I could cast you from this plane with a mere thought. You will wrest no souls from the wall, except for your own. Until you find a way to battle a god in his own realm, the wall of the faithless will stand. You are not that strong. Not yet.
The wall cannot persist, and even should we fail, the acts done here will serve as a beacon to others.
And I warn you, the wall does not willingly part with its treasures, even if they are wrongfully won.
Is that your soul? There in the wall?
Let's hope so. Usul, that's a lich. Birdless. Zoab. Birdless. Ah, yeah, the wall doesn't willingly part with
Yes?
its victims, so.
I'll take the lead.
Are you gonna cast something or something? Not?
We cannot do this.
I don't know what it would send our way. Ah, still, this has to be good enough.
time to finish this. This was where Akachi raised his sword. Don't make this too easy for me.
Faceless Golem. That took almost 100 points of damage just there. Wonder if we just need to keep at it. Or do we need to kill these first? I'd rather try to kill them first, because if we just keep popping more and more of them, it'll be a huge problem. The wall is casting spells on us too. Still, we're doing massive amount of damage to it, so... Read so. A form lies before you on the ground, limp and vulnerable. Its flesh is white, grain of color, and sleek with a greenish film, like a mockery of a newborn babe. But the face and features are your own. You extend your hand, brushing your fingers against your own face, expecting cold, damp flesh. But instead, the flesh collapses at your touch, like virtual clay. The figure crumbles before your eyes, the mouth and face bursting apart in a rush of wind. The wind swirls around you, battering your face and chest, shrieking in your ears, a torrent of jumbled sound. You hear your foster father Dagon calling you as he did when you were a child, a note of fear in his voice. Shouts and cries in West Harbor as it burns your old companions, screaming in warning. The shrieking rises to a deafening pitch, and the wind swirls faster. It is pulled through the pores of your skin, filling you up. Then the wind is gone, and you are gasping for air, your muscles convulsing in a sudden agony. The voices of your past become shrieks of terror and pain, rising louder and louder in your ears. Something is wrong. What is happening? Something's not right. What's going on? Speak to me. And you sink to the ground as dreams rise to meet you. Except I was immune to knockdown, so I was standing there like normal. I guess it's time to face Akachi. And I didn't have to go alone. Ah, gun was a great investment. Crossroad Keep.
Yes.
Red Woman. Cora Grosvenor.
Good to meet you.
A pleasure to
You know this place. Somehow it is more than a memory of Crossroad Keep. There's a part of your soul, and it is besieged. Melina, I feared I wouldn't find you before he did. That is the red woman from your dream. She offered you the mask fragment. Faceless man is here. I know you. We met in a dream, a winter glade. And you accepted my gift. But that has kept me safe from him. The faceless man is all that remains of Akachi, an empty shell, bereft of memory or soul, seeking always to fill himself up. He is the presence you have felt from the first moment in the barrow, but you have the fragment of the mask. You can restore him to what he was. End this forever. Kellenvor said the same. Sounded like madness to me. Each fragment is an essence, mine or the boy's, and the final fragment, the one you found in the vault, in the wall, that fragment is his. As long as you possess all three, he will fear you. His hunger is scattered, feeding at will, manifested in this dream as hooded mockeries of the priest he once was. You must destroy them and chase down the faceless man, corner him in a place where he cannot run, and we will be there at the end to make him whole again. Why was Gan drawn here with me, but no one else? His love for you and his loyalty surpasses any other. When two will are so closely aligned, even dreams cannot tear them asunder. It is true. See, my love, my heart is a beacon to all who see us. Very well, we finish this together. You will see memories in this place too, faces you loved or hated perhaps. Just as I am a remnant of Akachi, they are expressions of your soul. Lose them and a part of you dies. I promise you, I will find you again before the end. Make haste. With every moment that passes, more of your soul is being lost to the hunger. Okay, so it's not quite as easy. Chandra Jiro, Amanjiro. What exactly do I need to do? You must fight him and hope to survive. Yeah, he's basically devouring my soul. Okay, are you affected by instant death? I don't think you are, but let's try. Yes, they are. They're not particularly tough though. As the last of the manifestations falls, you sense an oddly familiar presence nearby. Akachi. Okay, where is he? Nothing's happening. Ah, faceless man. All that remains of the man he once was is a glowing, featureless form, his face covered by an ornate mask. His eyes are devoid of intelligence, his actions dictated by instinct rather than purpose. And he has that weird-ass mask. And he's paralyzed. Doing a lot of damage. I'm glad. He's not moving anywhere. That's the important part. So he's safe to engage. The faceless man fades from sight, retreating deeper into your soul. The doors to Crossroad Keep have opened, and you sense that you must pass through them to continue pursuing Akachi. Do you leave anything behind? No. So a little chase and hopefully some kind of a final fight before putting things to rest. More manifestations of hunger. Our spells are not restored, which is broken. Saving my spells for Akachi. He does quite a bit of damage. Skilled Scythe user. I can't melee him. It's not gonna work. I suppose we might be able to vampire tease him. That would be slightly amusing at least. I don't think it will make any kind of a difference in the end. Ah, they killed some of these wheel of spirit energy. So we need to make some goddamn moves. Immune to death magic, no fucking shit. Amy. All direct damage abilities are going to be stored. Gensyu sends Akachi nearby. Faceless man. How about you stay there? Hurrah, successful. Big B spell line is probably gonna be our saving grace here. What next? Once again, blah 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 blah. You know, this time he's cornered and has nowhere else to go. So, what exactly do we need to go? Boy, Melina, wait! You have cornered the faceless man in the deepest recess of your soul. He has nowhere left to run. We promised we would be here at the end, so we are. What are you really? Mere memories or something more? In our way, we are a remnant of what Akachi was. Not just memories of his brother and his love, but pieces of his mind. We are all that survives of him, and we have tried to help you, to guide you, when we could, though we know that we have done little in truth. Ah, there was an echo in these dreams, but I did not realize their source. They all spring from Akachi, or once did. But just as a single recollection can spark a far greater memory, so we can restore most of what he was. You'll help me restore Akachi to what he was, and end this curse. He's forgotten us, forgotten what he was, but you gathered his essence in the fragments of the mask, and now it's whole again. Item gained, Mask of the Betrayer. As the boy speaks, you realize that his words are true. The fragmented mask has somehow joined together into one single mask that contains all that the betrayer once was. Just as the fragments have been made whole, so must his scattered pieces. We are willing, but the faceless man is not. He's waiting for you beyond the portal, in the darkest recess of your soul. If you can defeat him there, make him yield, then you can make him remember what he was. He will no longer be empty, and his hunger will end. What if I just slay him instead? Then you will be free, but Akachi won't, and neither will we. The Spirit Eater will flee back to the realms, and we'll go with him. The curse would go on. There would be more victims, countless more souls lost to his hunger, and Merkel, he would live on as well. But I set him to rest, he's dead and gone. No, a part of him survives, through Akachi's suffering and yours. As long as Akachi hungers, their miracles will persist, and he will always rise again. Drive the Spirit Eater out of your soul, and it will find a new victim. Then another and another, and Merkel's soul will refold and drift back to that barren rock in the empty silver sky. But if you ended the curse, his spark would gutter out forever. And what of the mask? Can it help me in the battle? The faceless man will try to slay you or devour your spirit. If you wear the mask, it will provide some protection from his hunger. Use your own hunger against him, if you can. In the depths of your soul, your power will be without limit, and you may call upon them as often as you wish. We can't face him, not while he's strong, or he'll scatter us like smoke, and his hunger will grow stronger still. But when he falls, we'll be at your side to finish this forever. Okay, what exactly does the mask do? Really, what does it do? This mask was created from 3 fragments. The betrayer is Akachi, who defied his god and attempted to destroy the Wall of the Faceless. Immune to ability, light drain, and death magic. So nothing new. I think I'll still put it on because it might serve another purpose. Yeah. Looks like the sleeping coven formation. Might as well put this to an end. We'll Big B the son of a bitch and just beat the shit out of him after that. I don't think we'll have any trouble.
Dear John Queedy there. 'Tis like in the song. Station.
Powerful warrior, yes, but our spell selection is designed to defeat that easily, so I don't. They should be fast. Beyond the shimmering portal, Akachi awaits. Once you enter, there is no return until one of you has been destroyed. Yeah, there's nothing here. Faceless man. Impossible. I don't want to try to bull rush him, because that causes some problems with triggering dialogue scripts afterward. But I can crush the shit out of him. Target crippled, and that's pretty much the end of the fight. Wasn't that exciting, yeah, kids? I'll try to devour him. 8 points of negative energy damage. Well, we don't have a lot of pure damage spells, so well, why not? Suck the shit out of it. Quite sure what he's trying to do. Not taking damage anymore though.
I'll take the lead.
Casting heal.
Time to finish this.
Ooh. Remorseless instinct. This is a fragment of Akachi, not quite as powerful but still dangerous. It represents Akachi's instinct to feed without pity or remorse.
I'll take the lead. Time to finish this.
Utus Christus, Dharmashon.
Okay, was I just full rushed? I think I was.
Jirde Kuju.
No point taking risks. We need to do enough damage to lure out another aspect of him and destroy. That seems to be the gist of this.
I'll take the lead.
Infinite despair. Buried very deeply within the curse, some of Akachi's awareness still remains, enough for Akachi to despair at what he is. Unfortunately, Merkel's curse feeds upon this despair, further suppressing Akachi's awareness.
Time to finish this.
Bóquelo, ele mete outra voz.
Still have spell levels left.
Jirde Kuju.
Yeah. The hand job I'm giving him with the big B spell really screwing over. He can't do shit. And the typical protections against paralysis isn't gonna protect him from this.
I'll take the lead.
Unrelenting Fury. Fury is part of what drove Akachi to march upon the City of Judgment, and Merkel used this anger to help bind the curse to Akachi.
I'll take the lead. Time to finish this.
Bóquelo,
Is
ele mete outra voz.
I'm looking at options what I could do. Don't see anything particularly interesting. Doing a lot of damage. Still going down. I'll actually save here. There's no telling. I don't expect anything odd to happen, but you never know. I don't think he's paralyzed anymore. insatiable hunger. Each time Akachi feeds, he feels no satisfaction, only increased uncontrollable hunger. This is the most significant part of Merfolk's curse, an infinite loop from which Akachi has no hope of breaking free.
Time to finish this.
It's probably immune to instant death effects, but I might be able to turn it to stone. Actually not bad chances of doing that.
How's truly Hulos?
It's not easy either, but here goes my spell mantle. Come on, just a few hits and that'll be it. Actually hard to hit. What the fuck? I guess he teleported this time.
Time to finish this.
Faceless man collapses before you. Even as you stand victorious in this dream, you can sense your body lying unconscious on the huge plain. And feel the hunger ebbing, the dark presence growing weak. Broken and bound, you can see the faceless man for what he is, empty and confused, enslaved to a hunger that he does not understand, yet cannot deny. In the dream, pillars arise about him, extensions of your will, which has conquered the very hunger of the world. The faceless man is shackled, helpless, his fate is yours to decide. Concentrate upon the mask and call forth the red woman and the boy. You focus on your will upon the mask, seeking those memories which are not yours, allowing them to drift into your conscious mind. And suddenly, they take shape, seeming somehow more than they have been before. You have pursued us, faceless man, and we have hidden. In your hunger and pain, you have forgotten what you are, but we remember. We always remembered. You are Akachi, my brother, who gave me my name. You are Akachi, my beloved, who kindled love in a heart that held none. And you are Akachi the betrayer, who turned against your God for that love, and died in the wall in my stead. Remember, my love, and be whole again. Well, now what?
In dreams we are bound, and I am with you in this until the end.
Flawless victory.
The curse is finished. The betrayer's suffering has come to an end. You have restored his soul, done what gods thought beyond their power. Akachi has gone to his judgment. to the fate that should have been his had Merkel not intervened. Not to lie within the wall, but to find rest amongst the false souls of old. His torment is ended, and as for Merkel, the Dark God's soul will fade and pass into oblivion as he deserves.
Anything we want to say to the man? Can the founder join Akachi wherever he has gone? No.
She knew from the beginning that her lover was lost to her, even if she saved him. Where Akachi has gone, the founder cannot follow. Upon her death, the founder's soul will pass to Sophia, as will her knowledge. Through the innocence of her daughter's soul, she will find redemption, though the woman she once was will cease to be. Her tale is nearly finished, but yours is not. The chaos you sowed in my city will win you few friends amongst the gods. Deities of order will cast their eyes upon you as a symbol of all they oppose. For my part, I will pass no judgment upon you. I see in your crusade the hand of a dead god and the desperation of a forsaken soul trying to save the one she loved. And the good you have done redeems much. Above all else, your struggle has won you freedom, from the shard in your chest and from the ravening presence in your soul. How you spend your newfound coin and whom you spend it with, that is yours to decide.
Now that Akachi is at peace, I feel free of this obligation, this voice inside me driving me to complete the Founder's work. For the first time, my life feels like it's my own. It's not yet time to return to the Academy. I've grown far too fond of traveling with you, and we have countless journeys ahead of us.
I am overcome with a certain melancholy. I am uncertain of its origins.
What do you mean?
My love, I am saddened because I am not certain what journey we can undertake now that can surpass the one we have just traveled. You have met my mother in a sunken city beneath the waves, walked the plane of shadows, danced in dreams. Oh, and we have gone to the realm of the dead and back. Wherever can a poor hag spawn take you to impress you after such things?
You love me, you'll have to work at it. I'm sure you'll think of something.
I shall. Or better yet, dream of something. Let us wait until sleep claims us, and I shall escort you there.
We have done more than I dared hope. You have reversed the act of a god. The crusade, your crusade, is a great victory. It may seem a symbol, but symbols, like Akachi in the First Crusade, such symbols lend strength to others. It has given me strength. You have shown me beyond a shadow of doubt that this wall can be ended, removed from the plains, and I shall live to see it fall.
My realm lies at the center of all things. You cannot remain here, but infinite doors are open to you. Return to the Prime if you like, or set your eyes towards some other plane. Wherever you go, mortal, may your road be one of your own choosing. And so you turned your back on my gray city, and chose a path that led you far from my realm. In the long years that followed, you walked many roads, across many plains, and I do not know them all. For some worlds beyond the realms are closed, even to my eyes. But your name emerged time and again in the tales of valor that swirled in your wake. With Akachi's end, the Founder surrendered to death, and her soul passed to Sophia. With it came the knowledge of a dozen lifetimes, and the collected wisdom of all her fragments. In the tales of your journeys, Sophia had parts yet to play, the able counselor, the devoted ally, before returning at last to the academy that she had loved, only to find it in the hands of rival wizards. Sophia rallied those who had been loyal to her mother, and many yet remained. With the magic of the Founder at her call, she drove her rivals from the Academy and took her mother's place as headmistress. The Academy of Shapers and Binders remains an anomaly amongst the Red Wizards, a school where magic is studied for its own sake, where those who plot against their fellow wizards are cast out, and slavery has no place. It is a quiet but increasingly powerful force for change in the nation of Thay. Gan of Dreams remained at your side, his name linked forever with your own. Within the realm of dreams and without, you were rarely apart, and Gan's love remained true, a fact that might have surprised him before you first met. Gan had made his peace with his parents and his past, and though he never pledged himself to the gods, he found another sort of faith, not in religion and ritual, but in love, friendship, and trust. Kaelin the Dove left your company, intent upon continuing her crusade against the wall. She rallied those who had survived your assault upon the City of Judgment and led them to the Plane of Shadow, where she sought still more allies for a new and greater war. Your success was an undeniable boon to her, where before, Kaelin had found only tepid support. Now outcasts of all kinds flocked to her banner. But Kaelin's idealistic nature proved her downfall as ever. She struck a bargain with the demi-lich Ramak, thinking to sway him back to her cause. Instead, Ramak lured Kaelin into a trap, and her party was set upon by demons. Though Kaelin escaped, her siblings did not, and the other members of the menagerie were dragged screaming into the abyss. Defeated at last, Kaelin returned to her grandfather's court a broken woman. It is said that she never spoke again, lest her words lead others to their doom. And what of your fate? In time, you returned home to West Harbor, reunited with a foster father who had never abandoned his search for you, and in that time, had come to fully realize the love he bore you. It was there, upon the village green where your adventures began, that you and Gan were married, in the presence of those old friends who yet lived. Kelgar Ironfist, Nishka the Rogue, Bevel Starling. These and many others stood in respectful silence as you spoke the words that would join the two of you together. Whether you would settle in the place of your birth, or depart once again to seek a greater legacy still, that story is yet to be told.
Not exactly the ending story I had in mind for my character, but I guess they leave it open-ended enough, so you're not going to just end up staying in your shitty village. I like this expansion quite a bit. It's more or less exactly what I hoped for when I first started playing Neverwinter Nights 2. Things start off strongly right at the beginning, and even though there are slower parts and a decent amount of side activities, you don't feel like you're playing 10 hours of some kind of filler. Almost everything you do is more or less tied to the central theme and storyline quest in some way. So this is a very satisfying role-playing campaign to play. But at the same time, it's still... gameplay-wise, it's much more satisfying to play with much smaller group. I would say 2 guys at maximum. Basically have some kind of partnership. It depends quite a lot of with the class you play. It's definitely soloable, but with that you really have to take advantage of everything. With I think like with the maybe with a 3-man group, you would still could play very casually. With the 4-man group, basically, I had to almost never even try. There were a couple of tough spots, but with the Vampiric Thieves, they weren't all that. But yeah, still the same problems. The crafting way overpowered, and I never used it. Totally wasted feats. But I didn't know where the campaign was taking us. Initially, when I started with the NWN2 campaign, I sort of thought I might play the Mask of Betrayer as basically as using the hunger to the maximum. And but when I started playing really, and I considered my character, it just makes no sense, because everything I'm an incredibly intelligent woman, and everything we learn is that what just giving into the hunger and using to the fullest potential is suicidal and incredibly stupid. So I would have to just ignore the character I thought I had played through the tens and tens of hours already, and I just couldn't do it. It would have been more interesting, I think. Same with if you would have played a really good Shoes. But I feel this is one of the game where playing the evil character, truly evil, is fairly satisfying and fun, and it has a decent storyline ending. I like the storyline in other ways too, because there are not everyone gets a happy ending, no matter what. I mean, and if you make some mistakes, similar to what happened with Kale, can happen to other people. So it's not quite as simple. And if I had kept one of many in my party, I think the ending credits would have been even darker than they were. So yeah, I like this quite a bit. Still same problems as with the original game, same technical glitches issues, but ignoring those, I don't think I could ask for much of a better campaign. It's very tough to build high-level campaigns in this D&D setting, because the characters are ridiculously powerful. It's very tough to find suitable settings, items, or challenges for them. So very well done. Probably my most favorite developer-made campaign in the Neverwinter Nights series, both 1 and 2. Very nice, very nice.